Hi, friends. This is Pammy Joe, the Lord's servant. I have been dealing with unusual grief lately. And the biggest one, it was my mom died decades ago. And it took me something like 20 years to accept it. And the only way I was able to accept it and begin to deal with it is when I asked God why it happened, because we believed that she would be healed. Well, his explanation worked for me. He did heal her in that other realm, in heaven. But also, I'm not going to tell you why he did it, because that was between her and mom, him and mom, her and God. Anyway, with myself now, there's a lot of forms of grief I'm dealing with all at once. Some of them are things changing, and I lose contacts or groups or interactions that I really miss. Others are financial hardships where I lose the ability to go ahead and get what I feel I need. I don't buy what I want very often anymore because I'm retired, but I do like to buy what I need, what I feel I need. So the grief of having to manage my money, not having big paychecks from Mike coming in, not having a career, it was an adjustment. And so that's a form of grief that when I retired, I had to deal with. And I found out something about myself. I don't deal with grief quickly. I don't cry right away. I'm very slow at dealing with grief. And I'm not ashamed of that fact. I don't think anyone should have a time frame on grief. But there's a lot of types of grief. There's the grief I have from my fingers. When my husband got cancer in 2019, had surgery, had it removed, and it hasn't grown back, the form of cancer he got. But my body turned on herself, and she created the joints of my hands are stiffer and swollen. Not all of my fingers. Also, one of my fingers got burnt on the other hand, and the grief of that finger in the wintertime when it gets cold and loses its feeling, I feel stupid for having burned it, having an accident. I feel silly for not having more faith when Mike got cancer. But that's probably why grief is hard to deal with. Grief sticks us in a cycle of what did I do wrong? Why is God mad at me? But what did I do wrong? Why didn't I have more faith that I could save my fingers from this? There's a treatment for that, which is being grateful. I am so grateful that my mom got to go be with the Lord when she really craved. She went on walks to be with him out in the woods. That silence, she was able to feel him and I'm sure talk to him. I'm so grateful I got to spend 22 years with her and learn so much from her and see what a really amazing woman could be like, who went through horrible hardships, but yet was still amazing and giving and generous. It's incredible. I got to spend 22 years with her. And the year after, I got to start spending, from then till now, not quite 50 years, with 3 daughters that my mother would love to know, and my sisters love to know, and cousins and friends. So God gifted me my own daughters right after I lost my mom. And I didn't think I learned much from her, but things came back to me. So grief is easier if you see the blessings that are here now and how much we learn from that experience. We lost our kitty January 23rd of this year that we'd had for 17 years. And there's this blanket that I put on a bed so she didn't get all hairy. I try to put it on our bed, and I can't even stand to touch it because it reminds me of her soft fur. So I washed it and I put it in the closet, and I gave myself permission to not miss Rosie when I touch that blanket for now. Give myself more time. All right, I've said enough about grief. I just want to repeat that the things that have helped me are reaching out to God, admitting my feelings. I really don't discuss them with other people much, honestly. I keep them all inside, but still I deal with them, like through music or reaching out to someone who has lost someone and giving them empathy and love. Grief isn't a bad thing. I think it's a form of love. It's love lost. And love is really never lost because it's inside us. And whoever or whatever that was is part of us now. So thank you, God, that there's a life ever after and that we heal from these things and learn from them. Take care. See you next time.